Hello to all of you wonderful moms out there. This is episode 91 of Achieve Your Ambitious Mom Life. I'm your host, Anoki Kapasi, and I'm here to empower you with life planning tools so you can envision, plan, and take action on your big ideas while prioritizing your family. Now, if you've been feeling like a shell of a person and you feel dispassionate about your days, maybe you feel stuck in neutral and have no clear vision of what you truly want, then I want you to know that that happens frequently in us highly trained, skilled women once we enter motherhood. That doesn't mean that motherhood isn't right for you. On the contrary, I think motherhood is and will be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Maybe you're like me and you waited your whole life to be a mom. And yet, you feel overwhelmed and just kind of going through the motions sometimes. So look, I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed by what seems like relatively simple stuff that we do at home. And you miss that accomplished woman you used to be, that version of yourself who had clear goals and dreams. You're constantly making food, cleaning up messes, doing stuff for the family, but none of it kind of aligns with the big ideas you imagined pursuing. So today I'm going to talk about the top 5 vision planning methods to design your ideal mom life. And that's right, we are changing things for you today, right now. It all starts with this first step of creating a vision. If you're ready to stop feeling stuck and you want to start envisioning that life that you really want to live, where both your ambitions and motherhood thrive together, get ready to dive in. Are you looking for a way to blend success and motherhood without losing sight of who you are? I get it. I've been there too. Hi, I'm Anoki, a PhD researcher, business owner, and homeschooling mom of 2 boys. As your life coach, I help moms like you create a life you love at home and at work. If you're ready to stop feeling overwhelmed, overscheduled, and overlooked, and want a clear roadmap to a balanced life, a meaningful career, and finally feeling like yourself again while being the awesome mama that you are, you're in the right place. In this journey to create the life you truly desire, it's time to rediscover your dreams and achieve your ambitious mom life. All right, so you all know that I'm a huge proponent of women being able to balance their ambitions and continue and be present in their motherhood, right? You can continue your profession, develop the skills, and grow yourself as a person, shoot for big, audacious goals, maybe try something new. And you can be an intentional, present mom. You can prioritize your family alongside going for those big goals that you have. But you're probably also getting a lot of messaging from out there in the world that work-life balance is a total myth. It might be really easy to believe that because right now you're really overwhelmed by everything that you have to do and that's on your plate, and none of which corresponds with these big ideas that you had originally imagined pursuing once you became a mom. Or maybe none of that aligns with that successful feeling that you had been accustomed to pre-motherhood. The feeling that you have right now of yourself is totally different. You're a proud mom, yes, but you also have things that you want to do that's outside of your identity as a mom. You have lost a bit of your sense of who you were. And maybe you've been a mom for a while, and so you can't remember quite how to get back to that person that you were. Or at least the feeling of what it was like to be successful. And instead, you kind of feel like you're an autopilot and not really driven or pursuing anything that feels impactful. Your heart is calling out for more, but you don't know how to get there. So what are your next steps? Well, how do I make my dream work for me? The truth is that you don't have to choose one or the other. So when you hear people telling you that you have to choose. You're never going to be able to be good at both, whether it's work and being a mom or pursuing something really cool that's outside of motherhood. Well, I want to say that you don't have to choose. And I know this because the answer is life planning. Life planning empowers moms to achieve their ambitions without sacrificing their families. Life planning is a roadmap, basically a step-by-step guide that can move you from where you're just going through the motions of what's needed from moment to moment to living out your dreams and being the amazing mom that you want to be. Both are impactful. Your career or whatever professional pursuits you have helps you create impact in the world. And motherhood is one of the most impactful things that you can do. And so I want to show you how you can stop being in this autopilot mode and start being excited about your week, your month, your year, and even your life ahead. I want you to truly enjoy your life and feel the joy in your everyday. It's important that you are able to strive for a life where your success can lift everyone else around you as well. Life planning is this top-down approach. So you start with your big picture vision. That is the life that you're working towards building. You work your way down to figuring out how to optimize your day-to-day habits, your routines, building systems, choosing your daily life in such a way that it is in sync with who you are and the life that you want to have. And so the practical truth is that in order to get your ideal life, you do have to choose that life on a daily basis. It's the little daily habits and the systems that we optimize that allow us on a daily basis to move closer and closer to our vision. But in order to make your ideal life your real life, you need to know what that ideal life is going to look like. So I know that you are all professional, busy moms. So why am I asking you to take the time to do this? Because if you're stuck living your life in a very dispassionate way and you don't actually know what your ideal life looks like, then creating a clear, specific vision for your future is absolutely the first step. That is what's going to help you finally move from feeling overwhelmed to living in a much more intentional way. Your choices are going to bring you closer and closer to the life that you dream of. When you take the time to describe this specific vision of yours, I mean, like to name it, see it, feel it, then you are able to actually, in a very concrete way, take actions to move towards it. So I want to ask you, have you ever stopped to envision your life that you really want to live? I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the daily grind, and it's really easy to overlook the big picture in anything. But when you take the time to paint a clear picture of that ideal world, it can be incredibly powerful, to be honest. And that could be your dream job, maybe a specific relationship, maybe how you want to spend your day-to-day, something simple like being able to work out every day. Envisioning your ideal life, ambitious as it may be, is an important first step. It's very much a part of life planning. This is how you start to create that roadmap for yourself. Like I said, life planning is top down, and one of the first things you do is establish that vision component. So once you envision, then you can start to make plans to take actions toward the goals, each goal bringing you closer to that vision. The way we determine those goals is basically starting with the vision and then breaking it down, reverse engineering that final destination and figuring out the steps that are going to bring you there. And when you are able to do that, break it up, then achieving that vision feels very feasible. It's very possible. Again, you can't do that though without having an actual picture to that ideal life. So today I'm going to share 5 different ways for you to describe this vision, for you to make it much more concrete in your mind and in other ways that you can present it so that it is always there for you to then refer to and move towards. There are different benefits to each method, so I'm not saying necessarily that one is better than the other, but you're going to find the right method that's going to work for you. Some are visual, some are based on writing, some lend better to being analytical, or others allow you to express yourself more creatively. So the first method for picturing this ideal life is envisioning. I've talked about this before. It is basically having a mental replay of exactly what you want. The reason I like this method, it's something I try to do actually on a daily basis in the morning. It's super low resistance. You don't need any tools. It doesn't take very much time. I mean, I literally spend maybe 2 minutes in the morning doing this. And there's also a lot of research behind the power of envisioning. Actually, it's a very common tool that athletes and high performers use to manifest basically the life that they want or the outcome that they want. The thing about envisioning is it's not necessarily recorded in a permanent way. It's all in your head. It's a practice where you create this vivid mental picture of the life that you want to lead. Like I said, you can do this on a regular basis, and you do it so often that it just feels so real. You can think about how you feel when you have achieved this life, where you're living, what work you do, the relationships that you're nurturing. When you are envisioning this perfect outcome, this idea of success that you have in your head, you can also start to feel what it's like. You can see it mentally very, very clearly when you do this, you are setting a clear directional kind of signal for you. You know where to go. You've oriented yourself. And you've triggered your subconscious into making decisions towards that particular vision. It is a really great way to start identifying what truly matters to you. The second method is journaling. It is basically free writing, letting yourself have an open train of thought and writing it all down. Sometimes you can even use prompts. There are so many ways to access these prompts. You can get prompts from apps. You can go online. There's so many blogs that list all kinds of prompts based on what you're trying to journal about. You can generate prompts using AI, or you can just start asking yourself questions and then trying to answer them by journaling. And if you're already signed up for my Solve for Mom newsletter, you know that I like to include journal prompts in there. So if you'd like access to that, then go down to the show notes and click the link and you can get those sent straight to your inbox. One of the things that makes journaling so powerful is that the act of writing better imprints that idea or concept. You know, when you're in school and you're learning, just by taking notes, you are starting to reinforce the concepts that you're learning. It's kind of the same thing with journaling, except this time you're reinforcing your vision. There's also lots of positive benefits to your mental well-being when you journal. It's a great way to process emotions, anything that is positive or negative that you're working your way through. It's a great way to say what you want or feel, and it's all okay because the only person that's ever going to read it is you. When you are journaling, it's not usually in any particularly structured way. So there is a bit of a hit or miss. It just, whatever you feel like, you end up writing about. And so sometimes journaling can end up a little vague and dreamy, but still, journaling is a great way to turn your abstract thoughts into concrete words. When you write about your hopes, your fears, your values, and daily experiences, then you can actually start to gain some clarity. You can start to see patterns, maybe your strengths, or even some obstacles. And when you identify obstacles, the great thing about that is then you can figure out how to overcome that obstacle. So for the purposes of vision planning, I would use some reflective entries. Ask yourself things like, what did I learn today? Or where do I see myself in 5 years? You can also use journaling as checkpoints. So as you're working your way towards your vision, you can start writing about your progress, if your goals need to be adjusted, or just to document things so you can stay accountable to yourself. Over time, your journal is going to become a sort of personal roadmap that documents your journey and how your vision is even evolving, because it can change a little bit over time as you start taking action. And then my all-time favorite method, the third method, is life planning. I like this because it's the most holistic and systematic approach. And life planning isn't just a vision planning tool. Yes, it can help you envision your life, but you can also use it to plan and take action towards that vision. It is literally a clear roadmap that starts top level and builds actually down towards your day in a granular way. And you get to outline concrete goals that'll help you work your way towards your vision. And when it comes to the vision component of your life plan, you're actually able to create statements, vision statements. There is so much power in being able to articulate very concisely what your vision is. Having a life plan is going to help you with all stages of life and all major life domains. That could be your career, finances, health, personal growth, maybe the legacy that you want to leave. So I have 2 more ways of envisioning your ideal life, but I just want to take a moment to say that once you envision your ideal life across all of the roles that you have, well, then you need a systematic way to turn that vision into reality through some sort of strategic planning and action. Then life planning is definitely a solution for you. It's going to provide you that customized roadmap. It's going to empower you to not just envision, but also then to take it on towards planning and taking action towards that ideal life. So I want you to consider if that is something that you want to do to design your ideal life. And if you do, then think about booking some time with me. If you need help creating the vision, you definitely want to work with me. I actually start with the self-discovery step, and it is so much fun. That alone is going to help you dust off all of those ideas and get you reacquainted with what you want and get you excited about a whole new view of your life. And if you want to know specifically how I can help you, And I'm saying specifically you because yes, there is no one size fits all kind of life plan. You have to tailor it to each individual. If you want to know how that works, then just book a free exploratory call with me, no strings attached. It is just an opportunity to get your questions answered about my science-based life planning method and how it would work for your specific and unique life. So to do that, just go in the show notes and click the link and you can schedule your free call and I can get you set up and we can just start that conversation and see how to move forward from there. So the fourth way to picture your ideal life is future casting. And this is sort of a blend of strategically picturing your future and throwing in a bit of creativity and imagination in there. It is when you have a detailed picture of your future and you put that in words, but you set some parameters. It's kind of like envisioning, but you're putting it into written words and you're looking at multiple scenarios. It's also great because you can refer back to what you're writing. But what you're doing is you are projecting forward to a specific future date or dates. You have a snapshot in time. Maybe you have a picture of 1 year out or 5 years out or 10 years out. You ask yourself, what does my life look like then? You start also building in different scenarios and adding in parameters. So you can have sort of an open-ended, in 10 years, my life looks like, and have very uninhibited thinking, outside the box thinking in terms of building that future. But also, you can set parameters and include inside the box thinking where you have to be really creative to kind of reach an ideal, optimized situation within a certain set of parameters, like maybe specifying what city you live in, or maybe working in a particular job, but there are no other rules set on the rest of your life. Another way you can do future casting is looking at best case, worst case, and most likely outcome scenarios. And that is a way to really proactively assess risks in different situations. One of the things that I like to do is to write a letter to your future self. I actually do this as letters to my kids, but as part of that, it includes a picture of what our future life will look like. And the fifth way to picture your ideal life is vision boarding. You've probably already heard a little bit about this, but it's a visual representation of what your dream life looks like. It can often be a visual collage of images, words, and symbols that all kind of represent the goals that you have in mind as if you've achieved them. You take all your aspirations and visually represent them. You can do that physically by arranging them on some sort of board, like a big poster board or inside a journal, or you can do it digitally, like I like to do this with Canva. There's a lot of templates actually on Canva, so you save yourself a lot of time, but can still have the same beautiful aesthetics when it comes to a vision board. By having this visual stimulus, it really reinforces your motivation. It taps into some emotional parts of you. It can spark some new creative ideas as well when you see it. And also it reminds you that it is possible to achieve those goals. And if you did, this is what it would look like, right? Another way you can vision board, which I am just experimenting with now, is by creating a Pinterest board. You can keep it private if you don't want anyone else to see, but you can collect lots of different pins and put them all into a specific Pinterest board that you can name your vision board, right? And then anytime you get into Pinterest and click on that board, you can see all of the different images and quotes and articles and things that are related to this ideal life. Your vision board can reflect one big audacious goal that you might have, right? Or it can just be a vision of what you want your life to look like 10 years down the road, let's say. There's also no limits on how you get these images, right? You can be taking pictures from your own personal photo library. You can cut out magazine photos. You can create your own drawings or just get stock photos and paste them in. And one of the limitations of a vision board is that it doesn't really include any of the how of getting there. It's a lot of what it looks like once you've gotten there. But still, vision boards are a really great way to take a picture of that ideal life of yours. And so if you haven't tried that yet, that's a really fun way to get started on vision planning. So your ideal life is the life that you've always wanted. The one where you can be everything that you want to be for yourself, but also for your family and others around you. The one where you are put together, you're healthy, you're pursuing your audacious goals, and you're a present mom and wife. You have meaningful friendships, and where you are creating impact, that ripple effect that you always imagined your life would have, that meaning. So yes, all of that might be in the future, but it's not an abstract idea. Your ideal life is still a specific feeling. It's full of specific actions, and it's going to create specific impact. It's also in the future, but not indefinite, distant future. Because with life planning, you can actually understand realistically not just what that future looks like, but also how to get to that ideal future and even the timing on it. Because like I said, you get to break down that vision into smaller goals and lay everything out. When you're stuck in autopilot, you are just going through your life with no clear vision of what you truly want. So the way to move towards a more joyful life is to start creating a specific vision of that ideal future. So to recap, the 5 ways that you can picture this ideal life is envisioning, journaling, life planning, future casting, and vision boarding. As your homework, I want you to pick one of these methods for describing your ideal future, okay? Do it just for a few minutes each day, or you can even do it all in one go if you get really into it and excited. But I guarantee you, no matter what, that if you do this, it will clarify things for you. It's going to make your future, your ideal life, more tangible and more possible. And the best part is how exciting it feels. Once you have that clear picture, you are going to feel so giddy. And it'll be there anytime you want a reminder of what you are working towards. Hey, before we go, if you found this episode helpful, you'll also like my free Solve for Mom Insiders newsletter. That's where you're going to be getting personal growth tips, work-life balance strategies, resources, exclusive offers, and much more. It only shows up in your inbox twice a month, and you get to take a peek into my home and work life in a way that I don't even share in my podcast. It's really a lot of fun and an opportunity to learn and take action right away. I hope you join me. All you have to do is go to the show notes and click that link. Until next time, keep solving for you, Mama. I hope today's episode will help you create time and freedom to pursue something you love to do. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe and tell other purpose-driven mamas about it. Who knows? You might even make a new friend by sharing a tip. It's all free. By the way, it would be amazing to hear what you think about the show when you leave a review on Apple Podcasts. After all, my passion is to make this a great experience for you. I'll see you next week for another episode of Achieve Your Ambitious Mom Life with Enoki Kapasi.